Hey, what's going on everybody? Commander Crane here, and we are back with another Pioneer deck tech. So today, we kind of a fun deck we're going to talk about today. We've got Boros dogs, puppers, whatever you like to call them. Yeah, this is going to be a really fun deck tech today. I'm really excited to bring this to you. And as always, a little quick thing. Let me know in the comment section below at the end of the video, what was your favorite pupper seen in the video today? Also, what do you like about the list? What would you change about the list? Just let me know in the comment section below at the end of the video. So another disclaimer for this deck tech. So this is not like a top tier deck. This is not like we found a secret deck in the metagame. This is a fun deck if you really like dogs and you want to build a dog deck. As of right now, these are the best dogs that you could realistically play in a Pioneer deck. So just a quick disclaimer, I'm not expecting this to win an RCQ or anything like that. This is just if you really like dogs and you want to play them, this is what we've got here today. So we're going to hop right into it here, as always, with our 1-drops and also a 2-drop. We have 4 Selfless Savior. It's a 1/1 dog for 1 white. We can sacrifice Selfless Savior. Another target creature you control gains indestructible until end of turn. I also chose the cool Secret Lair art for this one. There's actually a lot of Secret Lair cards that they did for dogs, and I threw those in for flavor reasons. So just a good 1-drop dog. It helps protect our lords against other targeted removal, which is obviously fantastic, and it's a dog, so it works out really great for us. Then we're playing 4 Akoum Hellhound. It's a 0/1 for 1 red elemental dog. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, Akoum Hellhound gets +2/+2 until end of turn. Just a solid card in general. Obviously, like on turn 2, we can attack for 2, at least with this. And any lands that we draw in the late game, we can use for the landfall as well. So just a great card to be playing in general. Then we have 4 Loyal Warhounds. It's a 3/1 for 2 with Vigilance. When Loyal Warhound enters the battlefield, if an opponent controls more lands than you, search your library for a basic plains and put it onto the battlefield tapped. So we're only playing 2 basic plains in this deck. We're not really playing... I mean, our curve is very low in this deck. It's mostly just because I wanted a good 2-drop dog. Some of the other ones were really not that exciting, like Boros Mastiff was really not that great. I just wanted a 3-power 2-drop, essentially, and that's why we're playing Warhound. Yeah, we're only playing a few basic planes in this deck, spoiler alert, but that's fine. We don't play a lot of higher mana spells, so it's okay. Just a good dog. Just a good boy. Next, we've got 4 Chandra's Magmut. It's a 2/2 for 2 red elemental dog. We can tap it to deal 1 damage to target player or planeswalker. That kind of tells you how thin we are on some of these dogs. But anyways, if it's not a good attacker, we can at least tap it and ping our opponents, or their planeswalkers. Just a fine dog to be playing in general. We're playing 3 Spirited Companions. It's a 1/1 for 1 and a white enchantment creature, dog. When it enters the battlefield, draw a card. Just a little great pupper. It's kind of like an Elvish Visionary in a way. It's a 1/1 for 2. Draws this card. Good card in general. Then we're playing 4 Bolthound. It's a 2/2 for 2 and a red with haste. Whenever it attacks other creatures you control, get +1/+0 until end of turn. Just a solid dog overall. It's able to anthem all of our other dogs when it attacks. It's like a pseudo lord in a way, is the way I like to put it, because when it attacks, it anthems all of our other ones. So that's it for the rest of our 2-drops. Except we have our lords on this page. So we have 4 Metallic Mimic. It's not a dog when it's not in play. But anyway, so it's a 2/1 for 2. As it enters the battlefield, choose a creature type. Metallic Mimic is the chosen type in addition to its other types, which we're obviously going to choose dog. Each other creature you control of the chosen type enters the battlefield with an additional +1/+1 counter on it. So, yeah, pretty simple. We named dog with this, and all of our other dogs enter with a +1/+1 counter. Obviously, we're a little tight on lords, so that's why we're playing Metallic Mimic. And then our other true lord, easily the best dog in the deck, Pack Leader. It's a 2/2 for 2 dog. Other dogs you control get +1/+1. Whenever Pack Leader attacks, prevent all combat damage that would be dealt this turn to dogs you control. So, I mean, it's a really good dog. We can just, send all of our dogs in, and they don't take combat damage, so we can just keep turning them sideways. Pack Leader is an incredible lord. The only issue is there's not a lot of dog support right now, but I'm sure over enough time we're going to start getting a lot better dogs in Pioneer. Therefore, pack leader is going to get a lot better. So that's all of our creatures already. We played a lot of like 3s and 4s, so we're already into our non-creature spells, which is only one slide. We're playing 4 Play with Fire. It's a 1 red instant, deals 2 damage to any target. If a player is dealt damage this way, scry 1. We are an aggressive deck. We're obviously not a burn deck, but we need to deal damage to our opponent, so we're playing 4 Play with Fire. Then we're also playing 4 Boros Charm. Red and a white instant. Choose 1. Boros Charm deals 4 damage to target player or planeswalker. Permanents you control gain indestructible until end of turn, or target creature gains double strike until end of turn. Most of the time, we're going to be flinging this for 4 at our opponent, but it's just a fantastic card. It protects us against board wipes. We'll be able to deal 4 to a player or planeswalker, which is obviously a great effect. I'm just a big fan of Boros Charm, and I feel like we don't get to play Boros Charm a lot with Boros aggro decks, so we had to fit it in here. Then we're playing 2 Unbreakable Formation. I really liked this card when it was in Standard a couple years ago. I think it was just like really great for the white aggro deck, so I decided to put 2 in the deck. It's 2 and a white instant. Creatures you control gain indestructible until end of turn, and as addendum, if you cast this spell during your main phase, put a +1/+1 counter on each of those creatures, and they gain vigilance until end of turn. Obviously, being able to just pump up all of our creatures and indestructible and vigilance is kind of insane. So yeah, I really like Unbreakable Formation. I think this card is just awesome. We can deal so much damage with all of our creatures. Then we got like a couple dudes, we attack, Bulltown trigger, they get even bigger. I just think this card's awesome. So that's it. That's our entire main deck. We're going to hop into our lands here. So we're playing 4 Sacred Foundry, 4 Inspiring Vantage, and 3 Battlefield Forge. Just staple Boros lands. Really not a lot to say about it for the most part. They're just the best lands to be playing, I would say, for this deck. Then we've got 1 Cave of the Frost Dragon. It's the man land where we can tap 4 and a white. We can make a 3/4 white dragon with flying until end of turn. Just, it's a man land. It's just good to be playing a man land. Then we have a Ganjo, Seat of the Empire. It's really great. We can tap it for a white, or we can channel it for 2 and a white to discard it, and it deals 4 damage to target attacking or blocking creature. Obviously, it's a good flex land. There's no reason not to play at least 1 Ganjo. Then we've got 4 Mutavaults. It's a land we can tap for 1 mana, a colorless mana, or we can tap it for 1 and make it a 2/2 with all creature types until end of turn. That means it's a dog. It's a dog land. We have to play the Mutavaults. Obviously, it's fantastic with Pack Leader. That way we can attack in, and it gets +1/+1, and it also, combat damage won't be dealt to it. So just a fantastic card to be playing in general. Then we're playing 2 Plains. Again, I know we have the Loyal Warhounds, so, we only have 2 targets we can search up with it, but realistically, three mana is our most expensive spell. Like, we don't really need a lot of lands in general, so that's why I just played the 2 Plains. And also, I decided to play the cool Plains. This is the dog one from Jumpstart. I feel like I'm always pushing these Jumpstart lands on everybody, but we got the good boy in the field right there, just having a great time. So that's the land I decided to play in the deck. So now we're moving into the sideboard already. We are flying through here. We have 2 Deafening Silence, 1 white enchantment. Each player can't cast more than 1 non-creature spell each turn. Just a fantastic enchantment to be playing. It's really good against like the Lotus Field combo decks and like the Phoenix decks. Then we have 3 Rest in Peace. This is the fancy Secret Lair dog one. It's 1 and a white enchantment. When it enters the battlefield, exile all cards from all graveyards. If a card or token would be put into a graveyard from anywhere, exile it instead. Obviously, it's extremely good against any deck that has anything to do with graveyard, simply put. Then we're playing 2 Roiling Vortex, 1 and a red enchantment. At the beginning of each player's upkeep, Roiling Vortex deals 1 damage to them. Whenever a player casts a spell, if no mana was spent to cast that spell, Roiling Vortex deals 5 damage to that player. Then we can tap a red. Your opponents can't gain life this turn. Just a really fantastic enchantment in general. It's really great against like control decks. It gets in that extra damage. Any life gain decks, we bring this in, so that way they can't gain any life. So just a great card in general. And our last slide here, rounding out our sideboard, we have 2 Gravedigger's Cage. 1 mana artifact. Creature cards in graveyards and libraries can't enter the battlefield. Players can't cast spells from graveyards or libraries. Obviously good against like graveyard decks, collected company decks. It's good against the Neoform Atraxa deck. Just a fantastic sideboard card in general. Then we're playing 3 Damping Spheres. 2 mana artifact. If a land is tapped for 2 or more mana, it produces colorless instead of any other type and amount. Each spell a player casts costs 1 more to cast for each other spell that player has cast this turn. So TLDR, really good against Nykthos and Lotus Field combo. It's also solid against Phoenix, so that way it's really hard for them to bring back the Phoenixes. Just a fantastic card to play in general. Then we're playing 3 Obliterating Bolt. 1 under red sorcery. Obliterating Bolt deals 4 damage to target creature or planeswalker. If that creature or planeswalker would die this turn, exile it instead. Just a fantastic removal spell for opponents playing like pesky creatures like Old Growth Trolls, any Planeswalker, we can take care of them. Just a fantastic card to be playing in general in the sideboard. So that's it. I feel like this was a really, really fast deck tech. I'd like to thank everybody for watching and checking out this episode for Boros Dogs. Let me know in the comment section below. Anybody who builds the list, let me know. How did it do? Do you like playing the list? I think it seems pretty fun. I think I'm definitely going to be building this in paper for myself just to, have an extra deck to play. I've got most of the lands and stuff like that, so I just need a lot of the miscellaneous, common and uncommon dogs. So I'd like to thank everybody for joining me on this Pioneer Deck Tech episode, and I'll catch you in the next one.